Romance anime is hard to come by these days. Like, when was the last true romance anime that we had? Yeah, we get anime that are tagged as romance, but I want something that's genuine. I think there are 3 things that make up a great romance anime. Relatability. If there's no connection between you and the overall theme, you're less likely to continue watching it. Someone like me, who is middle class at best, has no interest in watching rich people court each other by buying expensive yachts or private islands. This shit's just gonna make me angry. Realism. Does it feel real? Are there emotions? Are you feeling anguish, happiness, or lust? If the story is able to draw out these emotions, then it's one step away from being a masterpiece. And the last thing is unpredictability. This speaks for itself. What fun is it knowing every twist and turn? Sure, you might know that they get together, but how? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey and the friends we made along the way. Humans are pretty interesting creatures. They're almost never honest about their true feelings, and more often or not, being dishonest can lead to very sad and heartbreaking endings. I mean, look at School Days, prime example. But we're not here to talk about School Days. We're here to talk about a beautiful, beautiful story. The story of Your Lie in April. It's about 2 people coming together and having a massive influence over each other's life. It's the story of Arima Kosei, who suffers from PTSD, and Miyazono Kaori, who suffers from a chronic illness. It is an incredibly enticing yet downright sad story. And that is only one of the factors, just one small little smidget that makes this anime so fucking great. Everything from the brilliant plot, deep characters, beautiful animation, glorious visuals, to the splendid voice acting and the downright beautiful music. It is everything a masterpiece can be, which is one of the reasons why even after half a decade, fans still hail it as one of the most beautiful yet depressing anime out there, worthy of being called a masterpiece. I just want to say real quick that when they first put, because the words, Your Lie in April is on Netflix, and I remember watching that shit on Netflix, and they were like, hey guys, we're gonna take this off in spring of 2017, 2018, basically a year after Your Lie in April was finished and done, they put it on Netflix, and we're about to take it away. It is 2020, and it's still on there. And I was like, y'all really just lied about taking the thing off in April. And I was like, oh shit, Your Lie in April. We have been bamboozled. All right, back to the script. If you haven't watched this anime yet, then my friend, what the hell are you doing? Sure, there are people who hate this anime and think it's bad, but those people are everywhere, and I can't really imagine being one of those people who lost their right to have opinions. I mean this in the nicest way possible, but you have shit taste. But if you are someone who likes both music and drama with a little bit of romance, then you can't ask for better anime. I can guarantee that you'll genuinely love this anime. The story begins with a boy named Kosei Arima in the past. People used to applaud him as a prodigy. He dominated the competition and even got himself nicknamed the Human Metronome. He could create any piece of music exactly as it was intended to be created. He was in every sense of the word, a genius, tensaiko, whatever the Japanese word is, but people knew not of the excessive amount of effort he had to put into mastering the piano. Under the supervision of his mother, people thought their relationship was complicated, but it wasn't complicated, it was toxic. All she left her son with was piano skills and PTSD. This young boy was devastated, and he became unable to hear the sound of his own piano. Granted, I get it. I get why she was being so strict. It's such a cruel dilemma, because from when you first watching it, you're thinking, oh my god, she's so abusive, how could she do this? And then fast forward to, I don't know, halfway point, maybe 2/3 of the way done, you realize why she's doing this, and you're just like, oh my god, I get it. No, it wasn't her fault. She was doing the best she could. So basically, after Arima fell into a downward spiral, 2 years later, Kosei is living a normal life. He left behind everything and anything having to do with the piano. Well, sort of. And now he's just kind of, passing the time with his friends Tsubaki and Ryota. One of those is right. He may appear normal to those around him, but his friends and even himself know that his life has become colorless. But then, one fateful day, one random encounter, he meets a beautiful violinist who appears to be larger than life. And it is her that brought color back into Arima's life. He fell for her right there and then. It's kind of like that thing that the cool kids say, love at first sight. Arima's colorless life was suddenly not so colorless anymore. However, their encounter itself was a bit of a lie. You see, Kaori makes it look like she has feelings for Arima's friend, Ryota. I mean, he's good at sports. The girls basically want him. So, I don't know. As any human being, when, you know, your best friend grabs all the attention, you just kind of think, oh, well, you know, this girl just wants to be friends with me to get to my friend's pee-pee. You know what I'm saying? This was the beginning of it all, and honestly, when you realize the actual reason why Kaori started dating Ryota, it kind of fucks with your head. Like, it's how the anime started. So either you're gonna buck up, put your fucking skirt on, and sit along for the ride, or you're just gonna drop it right here and then. Which, please don't drop it. Please don't drop it. It's so amazing. Please watch it. Now, in the very beginning, of course, the plot seems decent enough, but by this point in time, we just kind of started watching, so there's really no way of telling what would happen next. But then the anime just keeps transitioning from beautiful, lovely moments to sad, depressing events. It's not so much a romance anime as it is an anime that highlights important topics like childhood abuse, PTSD, and chronic illness. Now, Kosei goes through what I like to say, grown man character development. One could even say that the story is all about how Kosei made peace with his past and learned to accept everything that's happened. There are not many major characters, but the ones that do get introduced aren't just your basic side character. They all get their fair share of screen time as well as contribution to the story, just like how it is in real life. You know, everyone's their own main character, and the people that come into our lives and leave, they're just kind of like, they're not like background characters, but they're firm supporting cast. I mean, sure, if you try and overanalyze, you can point out flaws in each of the characters' motivations and purposes, but isn't that what it means to be human? Like, I'm not trying to get philosophical with you, but humans are the biggest contradiction I've ever fucking, like, just Jesus Christ. Like, they make sense, but then they don't. The studio that animated this work of art, A1 Pictures, one of the best studios around, and I don't think, to my knowledge, they've ever half-assed any of their work. We're gonna put a pin in that though, because I'm pretty sure there might be something they butchered, but I don't know. I should do research, but I'm not going to. And I'm just not thinking about this, completely off script, by the way. But you know how like anime nowadays typically are 12 to 13 episodes long? Like, what would happen if Your Lie in April was only 12 to 13 episodes? Like, studios keep trying to induce as much source material as they can into a short time span, and only 12, 13 episodes? That's not enough. Like, they somehow end up leaving out extremely crucial events, like Angel Beats, Charlotte, and I'm also pretty sure like the first season of SAO, where it was like it's been months or it's been a year and these amount of people have died. Like, I just don't get, like, I get it, you know, it's money, it's a business, you know, but don't half-ass it. I like I said, I get it, it's a business, but you half-ass it, and then you get stuff like Fuka. You know, great manga, and it was a shitty fucking anime, but that's, again, completely off script, completely off topic, video for another day. 22 episodes long, the right number of episodes this story needed. Still, if you don't usually watch like these kind of drama anime, you might not understand the hype when first watching it, but like, it's hype, like, it's a masterpiece. You need to watch the anime. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, is what I'm saying. If you do stick all the way through, at this point, the anime won't just be another anime. I know this is like weird how the anime won't be another anime. It's hard to explain. Like, whenever you watch something good, you finish it, you click away from the video, you sit there, silence. You're not saying anything, you're just basking in the moment, you know? And then it slowly starts to creep in. Crap, you need to find something else. Like, what else can you possibly watch to feel this hole in your heart? Like, it's that feeling, this internal cycle, and you're falling down a rabbit hole, and now you're obsessing over figures, and then you're spending more and more money, you're wondering why your rent's late. Yeah, it's just a big cycle of being a fucking weeb. But the studio did indeed do an awesome job of animating the story. The music, top tier, like, finger licking good. You can rewatch it. I probably won't get past the first 12 episodes because I'm too much of a bitch. It's like, would you ever watch After Story again? No. You may have watched this anime while it was airing, or probably binged it maybe on Netflix, who knows? But depending on how you watched it, it must have had a different kind of feeling or emptiness after finishing it. For those of you who watched it while it was airing, their Thursdays were no longer the same. And for those who binged it, they might have just watched it all in one day and been like, life, what is it? The biggest thing I love about anime is that for everyone, no matter who you are, it's always different depending on the person. Like for Your Lie in April, I love it because of just the overarching themes, the overall sadness, and the realism. For someone else, it could just be about the story, the music, and that's why I really like anime. Like, no matter who you are, you might not like anime. Like, don't get me wrong, anime isn't for everyone, but I do strongly believe that there is an anime for everyone. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. It might just be my mind making stuff up, but I feel like there's an anime out there for everyone, no matter who you are. I even had a friend in college. He was a, like, when I say like yeehaw type of dude, he was a yeehaw type of dude. And he meets me, we're roommates, we're from completely two backgrounds, mind you this. He's all like yeehaw, fucking shooting varmint in a barrel, and I'm over here from like the hood watching anime, doing them Naruto hand signs and shit. And then like one day, like he sat down and like he started watching anime, and now he's literally obsessed with it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I keep trying to get him to watch One Piece. Again, off script, to get back on topic. So, I think we're going to talk about the music now. I kid you not. As I write the script of this video, I have Your Lie in April soundtracks playing in another tab. They are beautiful, deep, nostalgic. I don't know why I'm talking like that. During the first few episodes, the second episode to be more precise, Kaori dragged Kosei onto stage of her pianist, don't pee on people guys, as herself plays the violin. They were doing it for the first time, so of course it didn't, go as smooth as they would have hoped, but Kaori, she's a free spirit. She conjures up a whole new atmosphere on the fly, and it blows everyone away. And for me, it was this moment that hooked me on this anime. Sure, the judges might not have liked it because she, deviated from the script, but it taught, don't just, succumb to the rules. Like, don't just follow, break out, do you. Like, it's something I struggle with a lot, but who fucking cares about what other people think? Be yourself. And that's another key reason why I just think Your Lie in April is such a great anime. As they say, she might have lost the battle, but she definitely won the war. For Kosei, this was essentially the beginning of his big comeback. He was still tied down by trauma, but he was breaking out of that shell. What a way to already know was his future. And to get to that future, he had to go through, or rather, grow through his past. The music in this anime was absolutely beautiful. So let's take a moment to appreciate the people who composed all these fine works of art. I'm not gonna say their names because I can hardly English, so they're gonna be on the screen for you guys to read. What? You can't read? I mean, same, but that's tragic. One thing I do want to note is that the main characters are only 14. So, unlike most anime these days, the story is about middle school students and not high school students. Oh boy. I know I'm getting old and like kids are becoming more and more exceptional, like with the skills and stuff, but it just makes me feel bad about myself. The anime as a whole, there were a bunch of wholesome moments between Kosei and Kaori that were just so adorable, but also just sad. At the end of the day, you're gonna get an empty feeling when you watch this anime. It's gonna happen, but it's an absolutely beautiful story. And if this is too real for you, you might need to step back for a little bit. Go ahead and check out Hibiki Euphonium. Don't Google that. Euphonium. Both of them are absolutely beautiful anime about music, and it's actually kind of funny because I learned to play guitar simply because Iwasawa from Angel Beats was playing guitar and I loved her so much. I want to say to all of you, listen up. I'm only gonna say this once. It's okay to be different. It's okay to fail. You won't always do things right the first time, and life is a big learning process. I get it can be scary. I get it can be hard, but I truly believe every single one of you has the ability to do whatever you set your mind to. And this isn't me just talking on my ass. I truly believe every single one of you is destined for greatness. It just comes down on how you plan to go about it. Look at Arima. He hit rock bottom, and all it took was that one person to pull him up, and now he's out there living the dream. It might take time. It might take a lot of effort, but I honestly truly believe it is possible. And that's basically all I have to say. The way I see it, Your Lie in April is a masterpiece. Yes, your opinion matters, but mine is the one that's right. But before you go, like the video or dislike, I won't lose sleep over it. I'll lose sleep, but not from this. Comment, because I would love to hear your thoughts about Your Lie in April. Subscribe and ring that bell. And I know you degenerates are spending money on those little VR anime girls, so do your homie a solid and subscribe. It's free, it's easy, and best of all,